YouTube? It's your boy DJ Matrix back with another interview, man. Today we got somebody very, very special, man. One of the homies, man, for 20 plus years. You know what I'm saying? Your boy
Yeah.
Jron. Y'all may know him as Prince Jron. I just
Yes,
call him
sir,
Jron on the
indeed.
snake of all snakes. What I used to call him. He's not really a
Yes,
snake.
sir. Man, thanks for having me, brother, man. Thanks for having me.
No doubt, man. So just introduce yourself, man. Let everybody know, introduce yourself. Let everybody know where they can follow you at and, check out everything that you do and, stuff like that.
Well, starting off with, like my brother said, Prince Jron is what most people know me as. Born and raised in Chicago Heights, and started off doing lots of things with my bro as far as in after school clubs, Boys and Girls Club, the Jones Center, educational second chance, doing different programs like that, kind of like opened up my mind to expand and do bigger things. So I didn't really see too much things going on around me in my neighborhood outside of those programs. And so I started dancing. So if you see people doing Chicago footwork around the world, it's because of me and my bro King Charles and a few others. Back in the day, Chicago footwork wasn't worldwide. We started seeing it in the neighborhoods, gangbangers doing it, local people just doing it. So it wasn't really big or worldwide, not even making money off of it. It wasn't even, it was just like something you do. You go to the party every weekend, you dance, and you go to school. So basically wanted to build a career out of it. I didn't know it was gonna get that big, but I always was taught in the Jones Center, put your talents to the test and make money from it. So started pushing Chicago footwork around the world, started doing tours, started doing teaching tours. I know bro gonna go a little bit more detail with that later on. But just in general, I'm mostly known for doing Chicago footworking and teaching Chicago footworking. But other than that, I do other things from coaching step, winning first place at HF nationals couple of years. So I'm retired now from that. From drawing, art, computer graphics, poetry. I actually was even rapping. Had a whole mixtape out in Cali.
Yes, sir.
Lived in New York. Um, yeah, I mean, it's like a movie. It's really like a movie if you start to put two and two together. Where I came from and our close circle of all of us, we all started going towards our talents, and this definitely just should be some motivation for anybody in any suburbs or anywhere that feel like they want to go past being local or anything like
Right.
that. There should be motivation because trust me, I didn't have support like being rich and family left wealth and none of
Yeah.
that. So
I mean, that's the thing about it, man. I'm not afraid to say it. We grew up not rich, somewhat. I mean, you could say medium line, almost borderline poor, man. You got
yeah, borderline,
oh,
definitely borderline.
borderline. You know what I'm saying? We had food like that some days, some maybe not. Some days we didn't like that, but we had each other, and that's kind of how it all. That's how it all started, man. You already gave a segue to what today is going to be about, man. But today we're going to talk about the history of Chicago footwork and specifically, man, the greatest dance team of all time, the Havoc Click. You know what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
it started, what it started from, and things like that, man. And like Jron said, Prince Jron said, man, we kind of it was a group of all of us. We all lived on the east side of Chicago Heights, man. I stayed on Center. Jron and them was
Hmm.
on Low and we had people on Wallace. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
we all just came.
every block was somebody on stationed on
Exactly.
every
That's
block.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
you right though. We had somebody on each block, which means you know it's different sets, different clicks, but we was like good on every block. We could go on every block and and post up if we wanted to, really, because yeah,
Yeah.
we had somebody on each block, man. And man, it's crazy. Like the beginning of it is really crazy how it all started, man. Like you said, man, we started off, I believe me and you met in Boys and Girls Club
Yep. Playing
before we
basketball.
playing
Yeah.
basketball, before we even got to the east side of Jones Center. We was a Boys and Girls Club like probably 3-4 years prior to that even
Yep.
happening. You know what I'm saying? And that opened up our eyes of a lot of things to the world, and that we wasn't some kids that Chicago Heights kids wasn't accustomed to, and that we didn't get to see because, or that we did get to see because we was in that particular program, man. And the funny thing
Mm-hmm.
about it is that we learned so much from our mentors and stuff there. You know, the first time I ever picked up a camera was in Boys and Girls Club. The first time you ever saw, probably got really into footworking was at Boys and Girls Club, because we had the older cats that was doing it
I
when we
used to
had
see
little breaks.
Gary. I used to see Gary Perry. A couple other people used to be in there getting down. And yeah, Boys and Girls Club. I mean, it was just a lot of things just opened up because Boys and Girls Club had students coming from different areas too.
Let's talk about uh, where your passion came from for doing footwork, and how did Havoc start? Where you know, how did it all start? You know, obviously I know how it started, but let the world know how did it start, and like I said, your passion for footwork and where it came
One day while I was in school, I thought it was a fight breaking out in the lunchroom, but it was two people actually doing a Chicago footwork battle. One person, his name was Jason Brooks, and I called him JB the Great, and he was footworking against some other dude in a different crew. And when I saw it, that was my first time like really seeing it. You know, I saw people kind of like play around in the neighborhood, but it wasn't nothing as intense like this, where it was a circle, people standing on tables, rooting, cheering.
from. Right.
I'm like, so I'm looking like, man, I need to learn that, like that's kind of dope. And then I saw the girls' reaction. Like I see the girls cheering. So I'm like, okay, that's some extra motivation right
There it
there.
is. Right.
So I pulled him. Luckily I had a class with him. So I pulled him to the side, like, hey man, can you show me that stuff you was doing? And he was like, oh, footworking, like you gotta be in a dance group, but I could teach you some stuff. But once again, I lived in Chicago Heights. He stayed in Park Forest. So I asked the teacher, like, hey, if we finish our work in class, can he teach me some stuff in the back of the classroom each week? She like, yeah, as long as y'all turn in y'all work. So shout out to Miss Frigo, because if it wasn't for her, she the one that let me start learning how to do it. So once I started learning, I was just learning small steps. But back in Chicago Heights, we was part of the Jones Center and we was playing basketball at the time. And so it was kind of like if one person do something, we all do it. So I
Basically.
was like, so I was like kind of learning, so I was like, I was showing Lester a little something, show Rob a little something. And these are some people that's younger than me, so I'm just saying names of people that was younger than
Right.
me that I was,
We'll talk about Lester
yeah, I'm
or
gonna give
Rob
one
though,
to
for
that.
sure. Yeah.
So I was basically showing the people in my neighborhood what I was learning, because I'm learning in Park Forest at school, but I'm coming back, catching the bus back to Chicago Heights to my community center, and I'm just showing like, hey, it's this new thing I'm starting to learn. I'm just showing y'all just. You ready? Yeah, it's going already. So. Lester, man. Pablo finna get in, show him how I real do it. I try to do my side, I'm gonna turn. Watch this. If my shit is low up, man. What? Shit, I'm gonna fuck it. This had my radio just blow up, man. From my house. Make the whole neighborhood up. Hold on, let me hit him.
I'm gonna jump in.
Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him.
Oh, you ready? I'm going, you ready? Oh. Time to go through. No.
Pablo.
Very crazy.
At the center and put two and two together, we like, man, we need to like all do a group together. Like, but we wasn't sure, like we was like, yeah, because we still playing basketball, you know. But, you know, Peter was like, hey, it's a talent show at my school. I think we should do it. Now remind you, we ain't, you know, we kind of like we still in the process of learning.
Yeah.
So we in the process of still trying to learn how to footwork. So we ain't cold, but we just able to slide. So we like, all right. So what we gonna
Right.
do is we gonna try to make up a short routine because we ain't get that much material, but we need some other filler. So we had, you know, shout out to Ben. He knew how to flip. You know what I'm saying? Pierre, he knew how to do a little something like popping for the girls and stuff.
Right. Right.
Um, and then you already know you Peter, man, this man always been the coldest MC. He can hype the crowd up anytime, get them on their feet. So before they even like they never heard of us or anything. That was our first like debut. And so Peter's like, yo, I'm gonna hype the crowd up, I'm gonna get them ready. So we already excited. And we had like a special guest. So my cousin DJ Solo, he's basically like a popular DJ that do juke music, rap beats, and everything like that. But he also know how to footwork, and he was part of a crew called Triple Phase. But we had him come out at the end, so we was like, we just gonna have you come out at the end just to put the icing on the cake.
Just in
So
case it's whack.
yeah. So, you know, so we had pressure, you know, people backstage was talking about they was gonna win and all that. So we came out and did our thing and the crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
And they went crazy to the point where we won first place. And to this day, I got a $600 bounty on anybody that got that tape of that performance. But that's the Bloom Talent Show, the year Havoc won.
We
And
gotta do some digging, man. We gotta get that. We gotta get
when
it.
we
It's
won
part of the
first
history.
place, it was a wrap because it gave us the green light of, man, we put our minds to something and we like conquered, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole point of the name Havoc stood for having all victory over competition. And it just stood for anything we did in our life, whether it was if you want to rap, you're gonna face obstacles, you're gonna overcome it. You grow up from a poor family, you're gonna overcome it. Like anything you do in your life, you're gonna overcome it. So our mentality that just put the stamp on it. So we just started expanding. We started using the Jones Center to recruit people. Then we started going to parties, and that's when we really started branching out. You know, and you know, Pavel could tell you like the House of Kicks. You know,
That's
going
I
to the
mean, that's a
Marshall skating
whole
rink.
yeah, man. You gotta that's a whole era right there in itself, man. You gotta think about it, man. We were going to the Markham skate ring every Friday. Well, yeah, every Friday,
Yeah,
and
every Friday, and
every
it's some party Saturdays, some
yeah,
Fridays.
so every
Yeah,
Friday we was at Markham skating ring, and then you got to think about it.
faithfully.
We had the major events like that was every other month, or something like King of the Circle, man, like you said, House of Kicks, everywhere. We was at Rainbow Skating Ring in the city, Olympic Skating
Yep, Star
Ring,
Flyer.
Star Flyer.
Yep.
We was, you know what I'm saying? We was
Oh,
everywhere, man.
like one important part around that era, we was all going out to have fun. It was all about having
Facts.
fun,
Yeah.
dancing, talking to girls, getting fresh. It was never about being violent. It was never being afraid of our safety. Some of the places we went was like, I would not go
Right
like
now.
I would
Right
not
now.
go now
No,
as a
no.
kid. I mean, I could go there now as an adult, but as a kid,
So tell everybody. I mean, a lot of people don't, know. Tell everybody about some tours you've been on. You've been with done Madonna. You've been across the world with, tell everybody about some of that stuff that you've done. Uh,
Yeah,
that
that
footwork
was
has done and taken you to.
let's see. Yeah, man, I start off with Madonna. Like
I mean, she's
man,
one of the
I
all-time
mean
greats. It's considered.
I mean, when you think of greats, for me, I think of Michael Jackson, Prince, Madonna, Janet Jackson, like, it's just like a certain, what I'm
Level.
saying,
Yeah.
OG status, what I'm saying?
Facts. Right.
So for me, when I when I got a chance to get the opportunity, um, it was an audition. I got a call in the morning from my manager, Lady Soul. I was with Chicago Footwork Kings. And so basically, it was a call as far as, hey, Jay, I just got some info about a possible gig. Would you be interested in it? And I'm gonna just let you know right now who the artist is. It's Madonna, but it's just we just want to at least get a chance to just let her see what Chicago footwork is. Look, but it was no, nothing of that was, oh yeah, it's a for sure job, and you're going out there, you're going to get booked. Like,
You had to earn
yeah,
it.
that, yeah. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even for sure that she was even gonna like it or anything. So we just wanted to be like, hey, at least I footwork for her. You know what I'm saying? I did an audition for her just to have that credit. So when we went out there, it was like over 2,000 dancers, and it ended up being a 3-day audition. So the first day we had to do our specialty, which is Chicago footwork, because at the time nobody else in the world did it. So we were in there with people that had like blowing fire and spikes on what I'm saying, nipples and all
Right.
most craziest things you could see. Cause it's whatever that person's specialty is, what I'm saying? It gotta be like out the box. So ours was I didn't have no resume. This was my first audition. This was my first time in a real dance studio. Like, so this was like my first of everything. So, because at the time I was just doing Chicago footwork for fun. I freestyle at the party, or I freestyle in the show, but I never really did nothing. I never did like a job really with Chicago footwork at the time. So this was kind of new to me. But my brother Charles and them, they was kind of like a little bit more familiar with, how it went. So it was just me, King Charles, and another dude named TJ from out west. And so we footwork for Madonna, and for the audition. And so they was like, okay, we're gonna keep them. We're gonna keep them. Let's see if they can make day two. So they told us to come back. So we had to learn choreo. My first time doing choreo. I never learned it. So of course I sucked at it. And but my heart, I'm from the hikes. Like, man, I got the hikes on my back. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I just gotta do the best I can. So they saw that, even though I was messing up, that's like, hey, we still love your heart, man. You ain't stopped. We want you to come back. So we all came back, and on the third day, Madonna did the final pick, and we was footworking. And once she saw us footworking, she must have been like, all right, stop this music, all right, because y'all doing this too good. So I think you guys been practicing to this song. The reason why she said that is because Chicago footwork is done to music that's at the speed of 160 beats per minute. It's very fast. It's like this tempo. Doom, 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 doom. All right. So for anybody that never heard Chicago footwork music, it's very fast. But we was dancing to one of Madonna's songs, and it's basically at this tempo. Come, dun, dun, dun. It's like that slow. So
Like a
basically,
virgin.
right, it's like so slow. So to translate why that's important, when you're used to dancing to something so fast and you have to dance to something so slow, it feel like you're in the matrix, like you're catching every beat because you're used to beats coming at you so fast, but when it's so slow, it's so easy to hit every beat. So to her, she thought we really been at home practicing to her songs, and that's why it was so crisp, so clean. And me personally, I had to be honest. I'm like, I don't listen to your songs. And when I was young, my mama, I used to get in trouble when I was younger. My mom said not to listen to your songs. So I never listened to your songs. So I have not been practicing to your songs. So when I said that, Madonna was like, all right, this gonna put y'all to the test. I'll see if you, she's like, I hate liars. But she's like, I'm gonna see if you telling the truth. She's like, I'm about to play a song that nobody have heard yet. And it was by Pharrell. It's called Give It To Me. The crazy thing is, in the middle part of Pharrell's song, the beat almost sound kind of like a juke beat. It's still not that fast, but it's a little faster than her regular songs. Like,
Right.
but it's still too slow for us. But of course, when she played it, we killed the same thing, killed every beat. So she was like, oh, like I need, like, okay, I want that. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to keep her composure, but she's like, I want them. I want them. You know what I'm saying? And so basically she took us around the world with on her promo tour. That was like 2007. Then 2008, we did her official world tour. That was like in Paris. We went to like London, Mexico, South, like all different places in South America, Rio, Brazil, uh places like dang, Jerusalem, um, a lot of places like Greece, Rome. Like, trust me, I was like blown away.
Give it to me, yeah. No one's gonna show me how. Give it to me, yeah. No one's gonna stop me now. They say that a good thing never lasts.
Everybody know what's next for you, man. What you got coming up for yourself, and where do you
Well,
where do you see yourself?
well, every year we do a picnic. It's the Havoc reunion picnic. We always do it once a year, um, and basically, um, is basically the world. It's basically showcase how big this is, and not just for me, but for the whole Chicago. So, for example, like I said, I started in Chicago Heights with a few of my friends in the middle of the street, in people's basements, practicing,
Literally the
and
street.
now, literally, and now, years later, we used to practice at the Gloria Taylor up in Harvey, but now we do this Havoc picnic, and I could speak on for the last one we just did in Harvey, Illinois. We brought Mexico, we brought Japan, we brought South America, we brought LA, we brought Atlanta, we brought was it South Dakota, we brought man, there's so many. Basically, we brought the world to Harvey. Now, I'm not sure many people know what type of accomplishment that is, but for people that from the hood, from Chicago, different hoods, to be able to come, you had people from west suburbs, people from the south suburbs, people that never left Chicago, able to meet up in Harvey and meet people from around the world that came there to meet them. Like these people from around the world came to meet, and they're interested into what we do here in Chicago. So the feeling that we had when you see kids that's doing Chicago footwork and somebody from Japan is coming up to them, praising them and giving them some moral support, and like I never had that as a kid. Like I had moral support from my elders, but I didn't have I didn't meet somebody that was foreign as a kid and that
Yeah,
watched me dance on YouTube as a kid. Like, so this gave a lot of inspiration, motivation to a lot of the youth and adults in Chicago, and also to the people that came from around the world. But it was basically honoring the hard work of what we did, when we was younger. And so it's just our gift back, what I'm saying? We barbecue, cook for everybody, and everybody come. And it's never an issue, it's never a problem. I'm talking about you have so many people from Chicago, from around the world in Harvey, no issues. Never, ever, no year has it been an issue.
that's it.
And this shows that much respect because all these years, all we've been doing is giving back and just trying to help others. And that's what it's about. We got a lot of things that's coming up, and we got the Havoc picnic that's going to be coming up in August. And I know we also, we've been talking about back in the days and things like that. We're going to be doing a old school 80s first 90s babies house party. So if you remember the movie House Party, it's gonna be basically like that, but all 80s, 90s, you gotta have the whole attire on. It's gonna be like switch, guys switching with the girls. Then it's gonna be like a rap battle in the middle of the party, just like how they did in the movie. Then you got the dance battle. Like it's like yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's so crazy, even to the point that I even had what's the name? They're gonna kill me. From the movie, dark skin, that was dancing with Gina. She even just had bust out her little routine for the party and stuff. So trying to
Oh, that's what's up.
so yeah, so trying to get her there. So I mean, I got some special guests, what I'm saying, that's gonna be popping up to the party. So yeah, it's being with tune. But yeah, Prince Jron, that's kind of like my name on all my social media. So on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You got Prince and then Jron without the A. Yeah, you can always stay in tune with that. If you try to see new videos or any information about Chicago footwork, I try to post it. I'll try to post that entertainment, but then I'll also try to speak on some real relevant issues at hand too. So
Facts, facts.
it'll kind of go hand in hand.
You gotta have a balance, man, and and I'm gonna go ahead and state this right now on the channel, man. We're gonna do this Havoc documentary. We
Yeah,
have some starter
yeah.
videos. We're gonna splice this thing up and get the Havoc documentary in place.
Yeah,
Because
we got to because it's so many important people behind the name that just never wanted the spotlight or never was
yeah,
around for the spotlight. So, it was a lot of positive people that was in it and still represented to this day. You know what I'm saying? From Tisa, Tyann, to Ben, to Pierre,
man,
to Lesto, JJ, Rob.
yeah,
I could the name, I mean, Chicago Heights finest from the east side to the west side. Like
yeah, we did that.
all
We did
round.
that, man. You got D Boy, Danny Jones,
Hmm. You got Danny, got Marquise, got
Marquise,
Chad, DJ Spalding,
Chad,
DJ
Maurice,
Spade,
Tomo,
yep, Kevin, like
Cal Hurd when
man,
he wanted to.
Cowherd, right, right. One of
When he
my
wanted-
teachers, Cowherd,
yeah,
I know him as
yeah,
Lamar from the Keyhole, what I'm saying,
yeah,
Four
man.
Heights.
Yeah, man. And RIP to Pierre and Lesto.
Hmm.
We lost them. It's been almost 2 years for Lesto. We lost Pierre, man. To Pierre over 10 years now.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, that's just it had to be done, man. I just wanted to get you on here, man, to kind of talk about our
Oh
dance
yeah.
group and what the history of it, and and spotlight yourself, man, and go over some of the accomplishments that you've done, man. And, you know, uh, you know, we're brothers for life, man, and that's just what it's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
be. We're gonna get this documentary done, and we
Yeah.
definitely gonna keep staying conscious.
Yeah, got to, man. We got
Third
to
eye,
use our voice. We got to use our voice, man. Our,
use
our
it.
voice is something very powerful to use, man. And I didn't really realize how powerful and how much our voice meant until I had got like surgery on my mouth and I couldn't talk. And I was like, dang, because I had got 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled and I couldn't talk. So it was like, I never really paid attention like how valuable talking is. Like, man, when after my mouth healed, I'm about to be talking my butt off. So
Yeah,
yeah,
whenever you lose something like that, you kind of see how much you take it for granted. Like, from
yeah,
everything, I'm sure talking, eating, doing all that stuff, you probably took that for granted, but now you know. But yeah, man. Like I said, man, shout out Prince Jron, Footwork Kings, man. Havoc Click for life.
yes, indeed,
You
yes,
know what I mean? It's been shout out your social media one more again, and then we're gonna get up out of here, B.
yes. Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just type in Prince Jron. Once again, Prince, PRINCE JRON. Most deaf.
And it's your boy DJ Matrix, man. And we're gonna get up out of here, man. But Prince J. Ron, you already know it's love, bro. Appreciate you coming
Indeed.
through, showing some love, man. And we'll get into him soon.
I bet, man. Love, bro.
Love. I'll let you. Peace.